As we welcome baseball back to St. Louis, many of our kids are ready to play ball. So what do you need to know when it comes to keeping them healthy? Orthopedic surgeon Dr. Lehman with the U.S. Center for Sports Medicine is here once again with a look at what we should be focusing on. Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm good. You know, one of the things that you talk about are these growth plate injuries. First off, what are they?
Well, the growth plate is where the bone grows, and they are cartilage. So they're not bone, but they're soft, and they're what gets hurt when you get injured when you're young.
Okay, so it's on the bone. What can parents do to avoid these?
Well, I think the biggest thing we're seeing a huge increase because the kids have gotten so big. So the first thing we need to do is we need to decrease the amount that the kids are eating, and we need to let them eat the right thing, number one, and number two, they need more recovery phase. So if your son goes out and he plays baseball for 3 hours, the next day maybe he plays baseball for half an hour. They need more downtime and they need more rest.
And there's not enough downtime. That's really not focused on, I don't think, maybe even by parents or coaches at times.
Well, downtime's not figured in anything.
Yeah, in anything.
So it's practice every night, and then they get home, and then Dad says, well, let's go lift some weights or let's work out, and the athlete just doesn't have enough time to recover.
You mentioned childhood obesity, and we've talked before about what an epidemic this has become. I mean, what should our kids be eating, especially those playing sports?
Well, kids that are eating sports need to bump their protein up. They need to eat fruits and vegetables, which the kids hate, but they have to eat them. They got to get used to eating them. You got to cut your fast food to almost nothing, and you have to basically get rid of all carbs. So all the junk food, the chips, and all the candy, you just got to get rid of it.
What about equipment? I mean, if there are problems that maybe they're not fitted correctly for equipment, and that can certainly cause injury.
That's true, and I think the coaches have to be very aware of that, and the parents have to be aware of that. So if the athlete comes home and he says, this hurts or that hurts or my ankle pads are sore, you have to look at that equipment and you have to revisit that, and you have to really make sure it fits properly.
You know, we're thinking about just kind of going into that softball, baseball season, all the other sports over summer. I mean, how soon will you start seeing kids with injuries?
Oh, immediately. I mean, what's going to happen is the coach is going to put everybody on home plate, and he's going to run them around the field 3 or 4 times, and the kids that aren't prepared or ready to go are going to come in 2 days later, and they're going to tell you their shins are sore and their ankles are sore, and the growth plate injuries start right away.
So it'll be immediate.
It will be, as soon as the sun shines, here we are.
All right.